What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Zed. I'm back at it again with another video, and today you can already see what we're talking about. The caption is right there. HBCU versus PWI, and I have a guest. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good? Jordan. Most people call me J Law. That's as much an introduction as I could give for.
I feel it. And we are wearing our letters today, so that's gonna come up later on in the video. But I'm gonna put all his Instagram stuff right there too. So go ahead and check that out. It's also gonna be in the description below. So again, this is a healing and lifestyle channel. This is Lifestyle Week, so we're gonna be talking about HBCU versus PWI. We're gonna start off with question number 1.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Let me know. Are you ready?
Are
you ready?
I don't.
You ready?
I don't think.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Come and act.
We thought about these questions for a while. I feel like any high school student that's about to graduate definitely is going to benefit from this. True. Any person that graduated from HBCU or PWI can also benefit from it. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, what made you choose your school? I'm going to let you go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't know why I said surprisingly, but I actually only applied to HBCUs.
Yeah.
I'm originally from St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, so totally out the way.
Word.
You don't really hear too much about too many colleges, but I was trying to leave my island. And I played tennis all my life.
Yeah.
So I did a college tour, that came up here, went through from like FAMU all the way up to DC, went to Howard and stuff like that. But when I stepped foot on A&T's campus, which I don't even think I said,
Facts.
I go to the illustrious North Carolina A&T
Facts.
University. When I stepped foot on A&T's campus, it just felt like home, so I had to go there.
Word. I feel it. My story is not as, I guess, as lavish. My boy came from the island, so he ended up at A&T. But I basically graduated high school and I was playing like basketball at a JUCO school, and I was gonna go to a school in Florida and also a school in West Virginia. But I decided to, check out and see what Charlotte was like. I was in Greensboro, so where A&T is at. So I went to Charlotte, and once I saw UNC Charlotte campus, and I saw the city.
It's a nice campus.
It reminded me of home, like Jersey. So I was like, it's not Jersey, it's not New York, it's Charlotte, but I can still get jiggy with it. So I chose UNC Charlotte, and I've been there ever since, and I'm glad I made that choice. That's my story, and that's his story. We're gonna hop into number 2. Number 2 is gonna be describe your experience at your school.
Yeah, you can start off with that.
Yeah. All right, yeah. I guess I'll just focus in. My experience at a PWI, the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. You feel me? It's a part of the NC school system, and it's a great school in Charlotte. Probably the biggest school in Charlotte. My experience at PWI was very much different from my lifestyle. I guess growing up, I didn't spend a lot of time in diverse areas. I was always into diverse things, but seeing it firsthand at the PWI definitely opened my eyes a little bit, made me see things from a different scope, a different lens, and it also taught me a lot of things too. My experience at UNC Charlotte was eye-opening. I had a lot of fun, and it just introduced me to things that I probably wouldn't have seen if I went to an HBCU, with all due respect.
Makes sense.
Because I almost went to an HBCU. I almost went to Winston-Salem State.
He should have went.
Shout out to Winston-Salem State. I almost went to
the A&T, but
yeah. I got accepted into Winston-Salem State, but I chose to go to UNC Charlotte, and my experience, all in all, it's great. It's college. Best 4 years of your life, worst 4 years of your life, but all in all, you learn a lot. So that's my experience at UNC Charlotte. I feel like I didn't give it enough detail, but you feel me?
I might not give you enough detail myself. Experience at A&T, as I said, I came from a totally different upbringing in my lifestyle, stuff like that. So HBCU culture, A&T culture was a shock. It's true when they say that, it's a fashion show, everybody really out there and stuff like that, but it's also true when they say you meet your lifelong friends and shit like that. When I moved out here, I've been in Charlotte for about a year now, about an hour and a half from Greensboro, but I'm still always linking with A&T folk. Yeah. When I first got there, everybody was welcoming. I mentioned earlier that it really felt like home. So it's just a very homey vibe. Everybody there was welcoming, welcoming, open arms. I was playing tennis there, Division I, so I had a team behind me also. So it was definitely, as I said, it was welcoming. As far as just my experiences there, memories that will last a lifetime. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's memories running through my head all night. I'm just like, damn, I can't believe I did that shit. Right. But for real, A&T was a vibe. Really, as I said, you meet people lasts a lifetime. I would promise you I never choose anything different. If I could go do it all over again, I would. I really would. And I encourage anybody to do it for real.
Facts. Which leads us right into our next question, which is going to be if you would have chose the other option. So for you, PWI, or me, HBCU, how do you think that would have went? And I'll let you go ahead.
If I would have chose a PWI,
Respectfully.
I ain't got no disrespect for PWIs. I definitely feel like your path is your path, and you found what you need for you wherever you go.
Right.
If I were to choose a PWI, I do think my life would be drastically different. Damn, how would I even be for real? I don't think I would have the confidence that I have now in certain spaces. Because A&T kind of brought that out of me. I'm not saying I was a very shy dude, but it definitely allowed me to feel more comfortable in certain spaces, whether it be corporate spaces or just group settings or in any space for real. And I feel like at a PWI, regardless of, it could be how big, how small, whatever, but I would have more likely gone to a bigger one. I probably wouldn't have tapped into certain pockets of people to learn how to do that. And I don't think at a PWI anybody's trying to bring that out of you. So whereas at HBCU, everybody's like, yo, we gonna break you out your shell. We gonna make you the person, not make you the person, but you know, bring you out to be who you supposed to be. So I feel that would be the difference.
At a PWI, it definitely is more like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you just really like in your bubble, you're in your shell.
Yeah.
You're not really encouraged to break out unless you get into the right circle of friends, or unless you get into the right, I guess, group. But I will say that my PWI, UNC Charlotte, was mad, diverse. But the black people that knew each other, and they all stuck together. So when you see a black person, you already know what's up, because we're in this white space. You feel me? Like you gotta, you know, make sure, you gotta check on your, friend. You gotta check on your friends and make sure they're straight.
So y'all tried to make a little HBCU in your
it's like a mini HBCU.
I wouldn't say mini HBCU, but y'all tried to make a community.
That
conversation is different. We're not gonna say that.
But we definitely had a tight knit group that we threw parties and hung out and had events, like all types of stuff, and that all came from that tight knit community. But if I would have went to a HBCU,
yeah, let them know.
I probably would be a much different person. Probably in a good way too. I feel like I don't even know how to put it. In certain situations, you couldn't be your authentic, true self because you would have been judged for it, or even say you were into certain things simply because you would have been judged for it. A lot of times in HBCUs, you have black teachers. I think that played a big part on my success. Is I had a bunch of teachers that didn't look like me, so I guess they weren't as comfortable with me, and I wasn't as comfortable with them. The black teachers that I did have, I'll feel comfortable to talk to after class. I'll feel comfortable to go to. If it was an older woman, like you like an auntie to me. If you were an older man, you like aunt. You know what I mean? So I could come to you in that way. But I guess with people that don't look like me, it's like I would feel more shunned than accepted, especially at my PWI. Not every teacher is going to be like that, of course, but it was like me going to them, asking them for something, and they'll be like, no. But I've seen them do things for other students too, which I've heard like at PWIs, that's like the norm. So I kind of knew that going into it. I don't know. It's just like, like the support system that I would have had at HBCU, I feel like definitely would have been different. And I would have been a more outspoken student. I would have been a more... I've always been a leader, so that's nothing different. But I probably would have just been a different person. I would have enjoyed my college experiences a lot more education-wise. But yeah, I know like y'all like A&T do parties all the time, like, and the school accepted it. Anytime a black group, they do parties all the time. You can see it. I'm gonna put a clip.
So everybody classifies A&T as a party school, but I feel like you can find a party at any school you go to for.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, cause say it's a party school, we still get our shit done. But if you really want to transfer to the party side, yeah, you can find something, but that's at certain times. And if you want to find something, you gotta find your own little need. Like me,
Word.
Parties, clubs, and shit like that. That wasn't necessarily me, but I ventured more to like the kickback kind of vibe and certain like that. And those happen. So you can definitely find your space
Word.
for sure. So I'll say that. I'll give you party school. You can find a good time.
Yeah. Greek life. So
Okay.
we're gonna talk about something that holds so close to my soul.
Definitely.
Greek life. So if you ain't know, you feel me? I am a Spring 19 initiate of the Rho Gamma chapter of the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, founded in 1914. I could do the whole spiel, but you know what the deal is. I'm gonna let my boy introduce himself. Feel me?
Me, myself, I'm a Spring 20 initiate of the Beta Epsilon period chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Absolutely. Near and dear. We bleed that, for sure.
Facts. Nice. Yeah, so Greek life at a PWI. I can't speak for every PWI, but we had 8 of the, when I first came into UNC Charlotte, we had 8 of the Divine Nine, and we called ourselves the Elite 8. It was lit. It was a great time. It was nice to see most of the D9 together and interacting and partying and just being together, because that's where that tight-knit community kind of like sparked from at UNC Charlotte, for me at least. The people, the leaders of the campus were definitely a part of Greek organizations, and yeah, that was really just the whole spiel. At a PWI, I feel like it's more, I can't even say it's more of a mix, but I know you see like at some schools you see other races joining, because there's more of other races there to join.
True.
So yeah, that's just my experience, but I mean, I had a great time. It wasn't any different, I don't think, than if I was at a HBCU, but I can't speak for every org, and you feel me? I ain't about to get too deep into that.
I
So.
feel that. I feel that. On Greek life at A&T, it's interesting that you say you had like the full 8 on campus at Charlotte. We didn't have that. I think when I got to campus, it was like the Qs. I think K's just had a line and stuff like that, so you didn't really see everybody at all. As years, progress and stuff like that, you see people you see orgs coming back, and it's lit. It's lit. HBCU culture, Greek culture is definitely evolved. Definitely. I mean, shoot.
You feel me? I mean,
shoot.
I feel like if you feel like you are a leader on campus, I would say if you feel like you want to be a leader on campus, I'm not saying you have to be a part of a Greek organization, but that's
usually where you'll find them.
That's usually where you'll find them, and it's nothing wrong with joining one
on campus for sure.
Yeah,
you take that seriously, leadership, all of that. Everybody that's any type of leader is definitely more or less a part of a Greek organization.
Yeah.
I just feel that it's an organization that houses leaders without a doubt.
Yeah.
It pushes you forward. It makes you the person you are. So it definitely brings that out of you, and you can see that, and that's why they're such great leaders, and that's why the campus stays strong.
Yeah, and you got to think about the history of like Greek organizations too. Like they were there to benefit the community. They were there to be like kind of like a backbone for the community. Be the teachers, be the leaders, be the dads in some cases, big brothers in some cases, and you take that kind of responsibility to be a better person. So you can be so we can be better people. You get what I'm saying?
Make the community better.
Yeah, make the community better. Founded on scholarship, brotherhood, and service, bro. Honestly. So I mean that's me. That's mine.
Oh no, for sure. For sure.
But yeah, so Greek life is Greek life, Maybe we'll do a video. If y'all like it and y'all want to hear more about Greek life and just personal experiences. We don't get too deep into it, but we might even drop a video about it, so we'll see. Now we're going to get into a deep question for you, just simply for you, because I know we talked about it before.
Okay.
Does going to a HBCU prepare you for the real world? And tell me like 2 reasons why.
Absolutely prepares you for the real world. I was talking about that with the stigmas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I got over-prepared.
Word.
Yeah. Because whereas going to a PWI, I feel like you learn a lot of things from just experience and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're around it, so you gotta learn it. You know what I'm saying? You get into your awkward situations, you gotta learn it. But HBCU, you are in your community of amongst your peers. So as far as preparing for the real world, and I'm gonna be talking as far as like a corporate standpoint, and just going out there to work and certain things like that. We have classes for it for real.
Yeah.
Like I had business etiquette classes taught me how to be business-like, taught me how to dress, how to interview. And granted, every school has that, but it has that, but it teaches you how to operate in those spaces.
Yeah.
it teaches you how to really, you know, maneuver through that life. And then especially if you're just talking about interacting, and I'm gonna say interacting with white people, I mean, like, pretty much 85% of anybody who goes to HBCU is coming from a white upbringing, a white what you call it, high school. You know, they've been around white people a lot in their life. And I only say 80-something% because someone like me, I came from the Virgin Islands, not necessarily the same upbringing. I went to, I would say, a very diverse, but it was a black elementary, a black high school and stuff like that. I would say I got my diversity because I played tennis, so I traveled a lot for tennis, and you know, I was playing the white man's sport, quote unquote. So I was always around the white people, even back home, like where I would train. Granted, I played on the public course, but where I would like have to do tournaments and stuff like that, or even because you know, I coached kids and stuff like that, I was coaching white people, so I was around. I learned that. So HBCU definitely over prepared me because like it targets you to tell you, hey, this isn't gonna be how it is for the rest of your life. We're gonna try and, you know, give you these skills to go out and prosper. Whereas I feel like at PWI, you don't get that targeted, hey, this is what you need to go out there and you know what I'm saying? In that respects, is like you learn it because you're there. You're already experiencing it.
And I kind of wanted to I guess tap into it, but you basically said everything I was kind of expecting. I have no, like, I don't understand personally the whole people of color going back and forth about PWIs and HBCUs. It's a college education at the end of the day. You're going to get some things from HBCU you won't get from PWI. You're going to get some things from a PWI you're not going to get at HBCU, and that's just it. And that's just it. And that's like, people are fine with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. It makes you who you are.
It really does. And it's not like we are not trying to do the same thing, you know, get a degree so we can get, you know, move further in life and gain friends and get a good, you know, career or whatever. But yeah, that whole debate needs to die like as soon as possible.
Kill it.
Needs to die like as soon as possible. But I guess the last question that we got is what is something that you could tell high school graduates that can help them make their choice respectfully? What is something that I can tell a high school graduate to help them make their choice? I'm not even going to sell PWI to a high school graduate. I'm going to just tell them my experience, and they can simply watch this video too. But I'm going to tell them to make the choice that is best for them. You find a major that you like, you look at the program at that school, and you should make a choice. You know what I mean? If whether it's a PWI or HBCU, do your research. Make sure if you choose a PWI, it's a good one that falls into what you want to do. If you choose a HBCU, make sure it's a good one that falls into what you want to do. And that's simply what we're all doing with our college choice. So whether it's PWI, HBCU, you know, do what you got to do. Granted, I almost went to a HBCU, so it could have been me, but you know, that's all I got.
I think my answer to the question, answer to the question, what am I talking about? You said you wouldn't sell a PWI, but I don't think I need to sell a HBCU. But what I would reinforce into, you know, college, high school graduate is that I feel like a lot of high school graduates don't choose a HBCU because of the negative stigmas and because of the community around them, to be like, why would go to a HBCU, go to a better school, a PWI. I don't necessarily know what makes that better.
Yeah.
So I would push to say that if you ever thought about it, if you even haven't thought about it, research it.
Yeah.
And get interested, for real. I would push it on anybody. I would encourage anybody to go to a HBCU because, as I said, 4 years of your life to have an amazing experience. Yeah. You gonna get the real world experience. You gonna see white people all your life. You can't get around that. But take the 4 or 5 years and really enjoy yourself. Don't feel uncomfortable in the space that you're in, the space that you're choosing to be in for the next 4 years, because nobody wants that. You want to be able to be your true, authentic self and be accepted by the people that's around you. And we all talk about black people coming together and, you know, being in their own little community, and that's exactly what you have at HBCU. Yeah. So I definitely encourage that for sure. I would push it. I would encourage it. As I said, it's nothing wrong going to a PWI because I definitely understand that, you know, families, that's probably your parents' alma mater.
And you won't always feel uncomfortable at a PWI. I will say that. Me personally, I had a lot of uncomfortable situations, but overall uncomfortability. Like it's just those situations, separate, isolated events, isolated interactions.
And I can agree with that.
And everything else is pretty much cake.
I would say some on PWI friends, as he said, you know, it's only certain situations, and I know some other PWI friends where it's like they kind of felt uncomfortable the majority of their time, and I hate that for them because it's like that's 4 years. Granted, you got your education, but I mean, like, education means a lot.
Yeah.
It's not everything. You gotta enjoy yourself. You gotta enjoy your life too. So it's like I kind of hated that for them that they didn't really enjoy their college experience. They would, you know, some people. Me, I'll go back and visit my Hbcu any single time I get. I'm going back for homecomings. All, you know, that's what I'm saying. But some people wouldn't go back to their PWI, and you know that kind of shows in a little something. So I would definitely encourage high school graduate to go.
I feel it. But that looks like to be the end of our questions. If you would like the video, go ahead and drop a like below and make sure you comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are going to do
subscribe.
Definitely subscribe. And we growing. We are growing. We are definitely growing, and I'm seeing the improvements and the interactions go up. But that looks to be the end. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like. Go ahead and comment. We got more content on the way. Posting every Saturday. So I think that's all we got for y'all. Peace.
Got the feeling, tell me why I cry when I feel something.